That is the first of many grunts to be had in this video, because today I'm going to show you guys double Mountain King in Arena. I have been lucky, if you can call it that, and pulled the duplicate, and that duplicate happened to be Mountain King. Now, I'm actually not upset by this because, believe it or not, over time, Plarium has actually got Mountain King correct. And the reason I say that is for one primary reason, and that primary reason being making him stack upon HP more so than attack. Before, he used to only be scaled off attack, and his passive ramped him with attack. Now his passive still ramps him with attack, but he also scales upon HP on his other moves. This, combined with the fact that he has the highest base health in the game after the buff, allows him to stack HP with his high base crit damage of 63%, which is the highest in the game as well. You can stack pure HP, and HP scales better than the attack scales for his moves. If you look, they both scale off HP and attack. That way you get some value from the passive. But in addition to that, it scales significantly better from the HP, and he has the highest base HP. So you can throw HP percentage primaries on him, or high HP items with, high HP secondaries, etc. Get him a lot of health, so therefore he's innately tanky. His base defense isn't even that bad either, but also stacking the HP doubles up and gives you more damage. You have to forgive me. I'm sitting here like struggling through speaking this because I chugged down the beer at lunchtime at Red Robin, and now I got the hiccups. I'm not going to go into detail on like a guide on this character. That's not what this video is. I've already done one of those videos. What this video is just a showcase. I want to show you that I have been using Mountain King to pretty good effect for most applications. I've been using Tormund, but sometimes I've also dropped Tormund. I pulled Raglan recently, and typically I would not recommend Raglan. I talked to RTZ in one of his streams too, and he doesn't recommend Raglan either for the same reasons that I wouldn't, which is that she can effectively freeze your whole team. But I'm running pretty high resistance at this point at my ranking. I'm in top of go for bottom of plat. Okay, and the people here don't really have like 500 accuracy for the most part, so I've just been running no Tormund, high resistance team with Arbiter lead, and what this lets me do is just kind of drive the Mountain Kings into one-shotting people, and the Mountain Kings resisting, and I can still do the buffs up and all that, so I'll show you here, right? So the only revive they have is Alton, but he has to kill someone in order to get the revive off. I'm still going to kill him first anyway. And you can see it ignores 50% of the defense, so it does a ton of damage, even against people that are extremely high damage. And then I just remove all the debuffs, and the high resistance lets me get away with that, basically, without getting destroyed instantly. And then he would just finish that person off, and now he's ramped damage because of his passive. And you can just boost your turn meter again, and she normally freezes herself or dies, right? And then this is the part where she can normally freeze your team, because she boosts the turn meter. But then you revive the Arbiter, and because of the high resistance, it doesn't die anyway, and then you can just keep killing the people with the Mountain King. So what I'm realizing with this team is that a couple things. One is which characters who scale their damage based upon defensive moves, meaning as they get tankier, they also deal more damage, are innately broken for that reason because they get 2-for-1 value. The other thing I'm realizing is that within Arena, Tormund has completely changed the game to the point of, if you do not have Tormund, you are at such a disadvantage. And the reason I'm bringing this up is because back in the day we were talking about the Santa Claus fusion. You guys remember Sir Nicholas, right? He was able to be fused before. It was a fairly easy fusion. And people were saying the reason they would not bring back the Santa Claus fusion is because at this point he's so good it would like break the game. And what I've noticed from Arena is I think Tormund breaks the game more than Santa Claus. Am I right? I think I would have rather had everyone have Santa Claus than everybody have Tormund. So I'm not 100% sure that argument that I've heard is entirely factual. It's not really that important of a topic for the video, but it just comes to mind. As I'm going through these battles, there's a few things I'm realizing about Arena. One is that it's fundamentally only for ego. At the moment, there is no reason to do Platinum Arena unless you're grinding your Great Hall and you're okay with just continually grinding out, the medals for your Great Hall. That's the only reason, because in order to stay in Platinum Arena, even with good teams, you are going to have to put enough gems in that, in my personal opinion, I do not believe the time, effort, and hell, we could even drop those two and say purely the cost to go in Platinum Arena does not pay out at an equal proportion to the effort put in. Now, there's a few things that could change over time. One is they could buff this over time. It's not something that I would say is unreasonable to expect. They have shown that they are willing to change things in the future. I'm not going to bother arguing about, it should be better now and all that, because sure, we all agree on that, but I'm just talking about in the future. It may get better. The other thing that could keep in mind is that as the game is just now coming out with Platinum Arena, it is more exciting for people currently, meaning people are competing in it more than I believe they may in the future. There's a counterpoint to that, which being that as people develop and get better at the game, they're actually going to be competing more in Platinum Arena as people develop, instead of just driving the hype. So I'm not quite sure. All I am sure about at the moment is that I 100% believe that the effort to get into, stay in, and to receive the rewards for Platinum Arena is 100% not worth it. But the majority of this video is not so much about that, as it is about the fact that I am realizing Mountain King is potentially one of the single-handed, just flat-out best characters in Arena. I'm able to destroy people who are even have affinity advantages. You can see these massive crits I'm able to do. He can also be so tanky to the point that he's outliving everyone on my team. My Mountain Kings are always the last one to die. Normally, even my Tormund on both revives, will die before my Mountain Kings die. And he's Force. So the majority of people tend to be weak to him. The counter to this is that Duchess just came out recently, so now Mountain King is slightly worse, because Duchess is a strong affinity against him, and also it tends to be like a pretty good counter to him because he one-shots people at a time. And so if there's 2 revivers, he's also weak to double revivers. So I've noticed if they're running Raglan plus, Arbiter, or Duchess plus Arbiter, or, something like that, right? Something with a double reviver, even Molly plus Duchess, that one especially, it can be a very, very difficult team to defeat. However, if they're not running something like that, if Mountain King's not weak to the person, it's very difficult for me to lose, because Mountain King is so strong to the point that he can one-shot almost every single person on the team. And then if I'm playing against someone who's a booster, right, I could go with this same comp and try to outspeed them. But most of the time what I do is I just put in Tormund or something, right? And you can put in Raglan if you want. You can put in really whoever interests you. It doesn't matter really for the 4th. But if I put in Tormund with the 2 Mountain Kings, and just watch what happens. The freeze, the counterattack from your guys getting frozen alone make the Mountain Kings almost one-shot people. And then look, he's got all this shield, all this stuff, right? So you have this move that hits through shields, block damage, all that. You just crit for a huge amount, and you almost one-shot the person right off the bat. And if that one didn't kill him, my second Mountain King would. So there's a few things that I'm realizing over time, is that some of these characters like Mountain King, who may not have been as good upon release, may come into their, even upon buff too, may come into their own and may be more obvious that they're actually a good character as things develop in the game, for them to be more useful, So if we come out with new game modes, or if the meta in Arena changes, for instance, then other characters are going to come out and start shining. I'm not 100% sure the Mountain King's always going to be within the meta, but right now he's pretty good. you know, he's pretty good. And we're going to see some more characters that come out here soon. And because of more characters coming to the game, that means maybe the meta will change again if they have some new really good arena characters, which means maybe the counter to that meta will change. So the point of this video today was kind of the fun of me taking some characters that were originally really, really bad, right? Mountain King was kind of the meme, if we're being honest, just not great at all. And getting not only use out of them, but like a top tier use. Like the Mountain Kings are more or less carrying me in Arena. I've been able to get the platinum every day when I wake up, just climbing through. I'm able to defeat most teams. I do lose here and there, depending upon the resistance and accuracy of the team I'm playing against. But I've been able to win the majority of my teams. Like you can battles. As you can see here, like this is actually kind of a tough one. It's Tormund v. Tormund here. I'm just going to auto it out. Let's see what happens, Tormund. Let's let the Tormunds fight it out. He's got Relentless on. He got an extra turn. So you know what he's doing? He's probably trying to get his revives to go again and again. You know, it's kind of cool. You see all these different these comps with gear. And that kind of reminds me of something, which is that gear sets are unresistible. So if you have like a super tanky free set, like I put a tanky free set on one of my Mountain Kings, that type of stuff's unresistible. So as you stay alive and receive more damage, you are straight up freezing the person over and over again. And if they have 800 resistance, it doesn't matter. They purely cannot resist it. It's the same thing with stun sets, taunt sets. All of these things are unresistible. So I have Tormund in a stun set for that reason. This battle is going to be, they can't kill each other within the time limit. This is a stalemate. There we go. You win. You see, you can win versus Tormund, even without Tormund. But you know, you just have to have an absolutely ridiculous team. That's all it takes. The long story short is that Mountain King, I tell you what, let me put some high effort here. Let's try to bring this video home to a point of some kind, so I can say we had a conclusion today. The point of today's video was to have 15 minutes of rambling enough so I could fit ads into it. Nah, I'm just joking. The point of today's video is that three things I actually wanted to establish. One of which is that I think Plarium actually nailed it with Mountain King. I actually think Mountain King is not a bad character. I think it took us to change the meta to get to the point where he fit into the meta to be good. But that fundamentally opens up the discussion that certain characters aren't bad. It's just they're not fit into the way the game is now, if you understand that. The other point is that not only did I think Plarium nail it with the HP balance, is that Tormund's completely busted, which is the reason Mountain King's good, because he doesn't trigger anything with Tormund, right? I mean, otherwise I would just be using like Ray and Triple Skull Crown or something, right? I mean, I wouldn't be having to rely on Mountain King to do the damage. So that kind of brings up that conversation too of the fact that Tormund's overpowered. And the third thing is that Platinum Arena is just really not even worth doing. I mean, I have been doing like Platinum Arena battles. If you guys have been watching my live stream, I've been just like doing battles and Plat every day. And then I wake up and I do my video in the day and I've fallen. And it's just not worth it. Because, I mean, people are all grinding and it takes a lot of battles. I'm getting a lot of medals, so I'm making progress in the Grey Hall. And that is worth my time and effort. But chasing it for the rewards alone, I'm noticing really is not. It's just really not kind of worth it. So if you got anything out of today's video except watching Darth Microtransaction ramble, hopefully you got those 3 points. And other than that, buy my hoodies. Okay, bye.